everybody, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Sarah Ann Vale. Today, we're gonna make diet-free dips. We're gonna start with a guacamole because it is my favorite fruit salad. I actually bought avocados that were not ripe at all yesterday, and I put them in a bag with a bunch of bananas. Bananas naturally give off this gas called ethylene. You can actually see the condensation of the ethylene inside of the bag with the avocados. Thank you, bananas. And our avocados, are now just tender. A trick to know if your avocado is ready, you can pop off the top, and it should be bright, vibrant green. Now we get to make guacamole. I'm doing 2 avocados just because I always need a lot of guacamole. We're gonna gently cut our avocado. If you just rotate it, let the knife do its work. Twist, open. Pop our blade into the center pit, rotate, comes right out. They are so beautiful and so green. Take off all those peels. To keep our beautiful avocados vibrant green and to add some citrus, we're gonna add 1 lime. We're gonna roll it. Yes, that's how you know she's juicy. Capture all those beautiful, vibrant citrus juices. It's a workout. We're gonna pour our lime juice right over our avocado. You wanna get that lime on top of your avocado as soon as it's cut, because the second you cut your avocado, its flesh is gonna start to oxidize. That's when you get that like brown edge around your avocado or any other fruit. We wanna keep it bright and green and vibrant. Just so you know, avocados have an enzyme called polyphenol oxidase, which is why they turn brown when they're exposed to oxygen. But a kick of citric acid will keep those avos green. Antioxidants! I'm gonna salt. As always, we wanna salt every layer of our dish. I have a potato masher here. I know I love guacamole because I actually use my potato masher more for avocados than I do for mashed potatoes. I love mashed potatoes. Since I added my salt before we started smashing our avocado, we're incorporating the salt and that lime juice into all of the avocado. I like a little bit of heat in my guacamole, so I'm gonna add a jalapeno. Anytime you have a pepper, all of the heat inside of that pepper is inside of the ribs and inside of those seeds. I like the heat, so I'm gonna keep the ribs, but I don't love the texture of the seeds, so I'm gonna pop out the seeds. Also remember, anytime you handle peppers, please wash your hands. Anytime you're slicing something that has kind of a waxy skin, it's best to have the skin of that item down. That way you're gonna slice through the flesh of that item first, and then that momentum is gonna take you right through that waxy skin. I cut little skinny matchsticks. Now I'm gonna go the other direction, perpendicular, and we're gonna get those tiny, fine little dices. You get to personalize just how spicy or not spicy you want this. That's kind of one of the best parts of guacamole, is you get to add as much or as little as you want. I know some families traditionally make their guacamole with no add-ins at all. It's just all about the avocado. I like all the add-ins, so we're gonna add them all. I'm gonna add a couple cloves of garlic. I like really, really, really garlicky. Anytime you're making something like a dip that has a lot of ingredients, it's all about the mise en place. Mise en place is a French culinary term that means everything in its place. So we're gonna have everything ready to go, right in its place in the beginning, so that when we combine everything all together, it comes together easy. It's all about the preparation. A little mise en place, en place, en place. A little mise en place, place, little mise en place, place, little mise. Rough chopped garlic. I have 2 diced tomatoes. If you wanted to drain your tomatoes of their extra juice and seeds, you can totally do that. I like to leave the juice and seeds in there because I like the flavor, and that little bit of extra tomato juice I feel like takes your guac the extra mile. More chips, more dips. Mix her all up. We're gonna do a quick taste test because you should always season as you go. Anytime you're doing a dip, you always wanna taste test your dip on your dipping vessel. That way you know the seasoning is right, not only for your dip, but whatever you're dipping it on. One of my very favorite herbs is cilantro. I like way too much cilantro in my guacamole. I say more is more. I know not every one of you are gonna love cilantro. A lot of people actually don't love cilantro at all. That's okay. I would substitute your cilantro for oregano. I am gonna oregano, and cilantro because I like the flavor of both. If there's any part of a recipe that you're not totally crazy about, add something that you love more in place of whatever was already in that recipe. But don't just leave an empty space. Put something else that's yummy in there. It's gonna make you happy. If any of you have any recipes that you're looking for a solid substitution for, message me, ask me, comment. I wanna help you love all of your recipes. Mix everybody up. And we're gonna set her aside for the party and we're gonna make her some friends. We're gonna make a goat cheese black garlic dip. If you're a lover of garlic, if you're a lover of French onion dip, this is gonna blow your mind, and it is so unbelievably easy. And every party you take this to, they're gonna be impressed. We're first gonna just start by peeling our garlic. The umami of this black garlic is unbelievable. They're so beautiful. They look like little Hershey kisses, but they're garlic. Little garlic kisses. The base of our black garlic dip is gonna be goat cheese. It's gonna be greatest of all time cheese. We're gonna place our goat cheese right in the base of our food processor. I've got a whole log of goat cheese here. It's about 10.5 ounces. Get her in the base of your food processor. You can do this by hand too. I just like the consistency of the food processor, and having the food processor blade with your goat cheese gives it like a fluffier consistency at the end. Since our goat cheese is a more dry cheese, we're gonna give it a little bit of extra moisture. I have just a 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt. We want that slightly dippier consistency. Always season. Every time. Goat cheese already has a good amount of salt in it, so you don't need to add too much salt to this. I'd start with a teaspoon. You can always add later. Taste as you go. Our beautiful little garlic kisses. Yoop, 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 yoop. I'm gonna use 4. If you have never worked with black garlic before, start with less. It's a very strong, robust flavor. So whenever you're working in a new flavor that you've never done before, start with a little less and you can always add more. We want to add an element of freshness. So I'm going to add just 1 sprig of rosemary. Literally got this from my garden. And since we're putting this food processor, we don't even have to chop it before. Now we just pulse her up. Don't feel like you have to blend this until it's all solid one color. If you leave some ribbons of white in there and you see some chunks of black garlic in there, that is what's gonna make it extra tasty and then make each bite you take a little different. The richness of this is kind of unbelievable. It smells so good. And it was so easy, so easy. If we didn't have another really, really yummy dip to make, I would just eat all of this right now. But we do. Our final dip could not be easier. We're gonna make a buttermilk ranch inspired dip and we're gonna use Greek yogurt. This is 2 cups of Greek yogurt. We're gonna season, add herbs to, and it's gonna taste like the best buttermilk ranch dip you've ever had and be a super healthy snack that's got protein and a lot less fat than a traditional ranch. I'm gonna add about 2 teaspoons of garlic salt. You could use a regular salt too. Mix it on in. This by itself is already gonna be delicious. I'm gonna add some herbs. I have dill, rosemary, oregano, and parsley in here. All fresh. The nice thing about this is you can use whatever you have on hand. If you don't love parsley, you can use something else. The dill I'm using is actually just the stems. I had the fronds that I used from another recipe. Just to make sure that we're using every part of our food, I chopped up those dill stems and they're gonna go in our ranch. They're actually a stronger dill flavor anyway, and since they're chopped up, no one's gonna know that they're the stems. The more variety of fresh herbs you have in your dip, the more exciting the flavor's gonna be. All those different herbs are gonna dance on your taste buds and you're gonna have kind of a build your own adventure in each bite. Friends, it's that easy. That's it. Everybody's all prepared, so now we get to have our dip party! I have to start with the guac. The freshness from the avocado, but still the creaminess. It's just the perfect foundation for all of those bright, citrusy, tomatoey flavors. It's next level good. Now I have to try my greatest of all time dip. Now we gotta do the greatest of all time dip. our goat cheese black garlic. This is ridiculously rich. Ridiculous. You have to try it. We're gonna finish with our ranch dip, and I'm gonna dip a bell pepper. So now this is technically veggies and yogurt is this snack, but it's gonna taste like yummy dipped ranch. The tang from the yogurt gives you that perfect little zip of like a buttermilk ranch. And this is a good way to get more veggies in your diet. More dip and more veggies, it's good. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for cooking with me. Please let me know what other dips you want to see us do diet-free. Let me know how you like that black garlic. I will see you next week with a new diet-free recipe.